I'll make a choice when we get there.
Okay. Hello.
Good
morning. Wait, I was gonna try to harmonize.
You finished it.
I did.
You finished it. Oh, yeah, it was a terrible harmony.
Good.
We're not going to ask you to sing at the 2025 New Year's. I have no idea where I'm going with that. We don't do anything for New Year's here at the Bean Yard other than take the day off.
Hey.
Welcome to episode 28.
Really?
Yeah, episode 28 of Half Awake, Fully Caffeinated. And this is the podcast where we wake up as early as we can. Well, we could probably wake up earlier if we were really that terrible to ourselves, but
it's still nighttime before when we wake up.
Most of the days the sun has not risen. But we wake up, we're half awake. And then we drink coffee to get fully caffeinated, and we answer questions.
Deep, important questions.
Deep, dark, roasted questions. Two non-coffee questions, of course, which today the non-coffee question for me was, are there any actual good Halloween songs? Which to that I was, woof, what are you talking about? And then your non-coffee.
Let me guess though, your answer is like, but actually.
What?
Never mind.
I'm not answering yet.
Mine was a serial killer that inspired movies.
And then we have two coffee questions during Half Awake, Fully Caffeinated. The first coffee question for me was, what does CBD do with coffee?
And mine was, how do we select the origins for the shop? Origin selection.
Origin selection. All right, so you peoples, I'll get started.
Okay.
I think. I need to do something really fast and look and see. Oh, thank God it says 30 minutes.
Modern day technology.
Yeah, I'll get started. I'll start. Let's go ahead and start with CBD and coffee because I think that one might be a little less exciting.
Okay.
Than the thriller stuff.
Okay.
Anyways, so CBD and its effects on coffee. Before we get into how CBD interacts with coffee, I wanted to talk about what CBD actually does. And these are going to be the supported things, and then there's going to be some stuff that's not really that supported. But first thing is that it helps treat epilepsy, which doesn't really affect most coffee drinkers, but if you do have epilepsy, CBD has been proven to actually help reduce that. It does also reduce anxiety and stress, moderate support. Others are pain relief. Mm-hmm. And then there is help with sleep disorders, so you sleep a little bit better and sleep deeper. And then there's also anti-inflammatory effects. So if you have IBS, I'm just kidding. But if you have an issue with inflammation throughout your body, if you inflame a lot, CBD helps with reducing inflammation in your body. Some less supported stuff is cancer treatment, heart health, mental health conditions. I'm just kidding. Addiction management, addiction management, so it's like using CBD.
I'm sorry, I think we need to take more than just a second to really process that you said mental health issues.
I'm sorry.
You're not wrong. It's just...
I apologize.
You really did that.
I apologize. I'm going to go get you some CBD. I'm just kidding. This is what happens when I'm really tired and I don't have any... I have inhibitions, but they're old inhibitions, or they're useless inhibitions. And then severely under-supported is weight loss and general health supplements, just in general. It's like CBD does not help you lose weight, so don't take it to help lose weight. But I think I'm going to focus on the most important part, which is stress and anxiety with CBD, because what coffee does is help kind of promote stress and anxiety. And that is because you're reducing the adenosine, or you're not allowing for adenosine to hit the receptors, and that causes your body to get irritable because you're not going through its standard cycle. And so the reason that CBD helps with stress and anxiety is because it interacts with your endocannabinoid system, which is extremely. Well, go ahead.
We have an endocannabinoid system. That's
we do.
Fascinating.
It's a complex signaling network that regulates various bodily functions, including mood, stress response, and anxiety. So unlike THC, that like binds directly to the CB1 receptors, CBD does not have an affinity to binding with these receptors, and instead it modulates the activity of the ECS. So instead of like blocking receptors and being like, ha! It is like, hey man,
maybe a little shoulder
maybe
rub.
like chill out a little bit. And so it inhibits the enzyme FAAH, which is FAAH, fatty acid amide hydrolase, which breaks down the endocannabinoid anandamide.
Do you want to try that one more time?
Anandamide.
Can I see that?
Anandamide, which is often called the bliss molecule because it helps regulate mood and stress. So by reducing the breakdown of anandamide, CBD actually helps reduce your stress and anxiety.
I'm so sorry. I got stuck on how to say the word. What is anandamide?
It is I just hit my thing.
Okay.
But we'll keep going here. Anandamide is a endocannabinoid.
Ah.
Yes, which explains a lot. Which we might need to dig into endocannabinoids.
Okay.
It also helps with serotonin receptors, so neurotransmitters that help with anxiety and mood regulation. The receptors are moderated by CBD instead of blocked. And GABA. Gamma aminobutyric acid. It's also an inhibitory neurotransmitter, and CBD increases the availability of GABA, so it is actually helping to calm the nervous system. Is what GABA does. There's like a big long list, so there is actually quite a bit of great things that CBD does. However, I'm not going to get into it since I missed it, but given that coffee does inhibit, like it actually blocks receptors, it doesn't modulate anything, it's mostly just like shutters down. CBD kind of helps reduce the effects by regulating other areas of your body and saying, hey man, it's okay. But yeah, all right, there we go. Shit, dog. Go ahead.
Cool. Do you want to learn about our origins? Or?
I want to save the guy.
The guy. Okay.
Later. So, origin selection.
Origin selection. So,
starting now.
Here at the Beanyard, there's a few different things that we do for selecting our origins, and it depends on the origin that we're trying to get. For example, for our Brazil that we bring in, the Brazil is the base to our 2 espresso blends. And so we like a very consistent flavor. We don't like to get experimental with it. We like just something nutty, something simple.
Nuts.
Yeah. So we typically go for something that can be, obviously we can't always get the exact same, like farm and lot and all of that, but, we do that. Our Ethiopia that we look for, we just look for typically like a more fruity flavor. Our white.
I'm just listening to you. Also, I feel like I should, again, profusely apologize for my, and earlier, still kind of playing through it in my head, and I'm just like, wow.
You did that.
Inappropriate.
I
really apologize.
That's okay. It's better than calling me a honky bitch.
We gotta finish your topic.
And then...
I told everyone about that.
Don't worry, me too. And then for our Mexico, that one is also, we get that from Cafe of Chiapas. So that one is also, it doesn't change. It's all from the farm in Chiapas, Mexico.
That one we chose because it has a mission behind it.
Yes, it has a mission behind it.
And they do pretty good.
They do, yes. And it's really good, like, I feel like it's a really good staple coffee to have in the shop.
It is extremely balanced.
Yes.
Whenever someone asks me what my favorite coffee is, there's coffee that's like good at the time.
Yeah.
And there's a coffee I can drink every day. And Mexico is the coffee that I can drink every day.
Every day. Yeah. So there's those origins that we have very specific ideas and desires for those origins. But when it comes to our like limited reserves that we have in the shop, that we can go a little crazy for. I like to try and get some kind of, I don't want to say weird, but unique, different. The more fun and like unique it is, and good unique, the more likely it is that I'm gonna want to bring it in. My favorite one that we've ever brought in still to this day is that Burundi.
Yeah, Burundi was insane.
It's so
just
good.
Absolutely banger.
Just raspberry chocolate
and it
brownies.
makes me so sad that we didn't do the, we didn't save.
Yeah, yeah.
Because every once in a while I think about it, it's like, man, I kind of wish I could have had another cup of that, and it's like, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's fleeting.
It's
Jinx. But Anne-Marie, you can continue talking.
So yeah, if for our select origins, like right now for this September, we're recording this in September. Anyway, so right now we have a Colombia. It's a coconut lemonade Colombia, which means that after the beans were picked, they sat in a lovely big vat. And
so actually, I looked at the process. It only says honey.
Uh-huh.
So I'm wildly confounded.
There
was no fermentation.
No fermentation.
There was no anaerobic fermentation.
Literally
no
wrote the
co-fermentation.
brief on it, and I can't remember that there was no co-fermentation.
Yeah, I think honestly it's just a really high quality, well-made coffee.
Yeah.
There's every possibility that they did co-ferment it for like maybe 24 hours.
Yeah.
Or something, but like
They did.
that's the only way that I think they could have gotten those flavors, unless if their farm was surrounded by coconuts and lemons.
Yes.
Which is possible.
possible.
Some of the best coffee I've ever had on like a whim of a journey was in Costa Rica, and they served it to me, and it was chocolate jalapeno.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty positive it's because there was cross-pollination. Mm-hmm. But there's some research that shows that cross-pollination doesn't do shit. And then there's my qualitative analysis of a single cup of coffee that's like, well, fuck your research.
It totally does.
It does something, and you can suck it.
I know it because I'm right.
But you know what? I'm going to take this as a challenge. I will at one day, at some point, do a statistical analysis of like, oh, these are the coffees, these are the flavors, this is what was planted nearby, and this is why it tastes so fucking good.
I like it as it's cooling down.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. All right, so should we get into this?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, I want to figure out what your, response was going to be. What did you think when I said?
My head is so empty right now. I have legitimately no recollection of saying that. I believe wholeheartedly that I did that.
Was it going to be that you're like, well, actually, Thriller?
No. When it comes to the Halloween song?
Yeah, top Halloween songs.
Bruh, that was so long ago.
That was literally like 10 minutes ago.
Exactly, that was so long
10
ago.
minutes. 8 minutes. Okay, all right. Anyways, so I'm going to list off the top 7 in terms of charts.
What made you choose 7?
Because I think that, yes, but also I like coming off of my brain, like these actually track.
Okay, I'm ready.
Obviously, number 1, music charts, everything. Also, something that you just throw on because it's the fucking jam. Thriller.
Thriller.
Yeah. What Do you not like Thriller?
Oh, no, I love Thriller.
So then why do you ask, is there actually a good Halloween song?
I forgot about Thriller. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you kidding me? What was the Halloween song that you were thinking of?
I was thinking of like my head empty. It's so early. I was like, there's like, I couldn't think of any other than like the sound of skeleton bones rattling and howling wind.
What? Who hurt you? I'm just kidding. And then the next one coming up is Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr. I honestly, no. I think it is great in a movie. Would I turn that on at a party? Actually, yes, maybe. But would I actively be like, I'm going to turn this on because it's Halloween and it's the season? Also, maybe. But
does that mean it's good?
Do I think it's a really good Halloween song? No, I don't. It's too kitschy. Like, it's too much.
Yeah, it's too obvious.
Too obvious. Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell.
Shut up. I literally just started singing that in my head. I was like, I hope it's on the list.
It's so good. It's a really good song.
Like somebody's watching me.
Like, honestly,
That's a good one.
That one fucks.
That one fucks.
That one is one that you throw on in the party when it's like hitting its peak and everybody's like cheersing champagne and there's candy corn persons in the back, that kind of stuff. And then This Is Halloween from Nightmare Before Christmas. I think it is really fun to sing it. I would never say that is a top Halloween song in my mind.
I know that song.
Here comes. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
I've never actually watched that movie all the way through.
Is it because of blackface? Because that's why you didn't finish the other movie we were talking about before we started this conversation.
Yeah, because there's a lot of that in Nightmare Before Halloween, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, you can't tell what faces they are because most of them are skeletons. Monster Mash by Bobby Boris.
That's not a good Halloween. See, this is what I mean. It's not a good Halloween song.
It's a classic Halloween song?
It's a bop.
It's a bop, and it's classic.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
It's
so
just
far,
classic.
Thriller and Somebody's Watching.
Disturbia by Rihanna.
Ooh, I never considered that to be a Halloween one.
But it is.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay with that one.
Yeah, that one can stay.
But Monster Mash, yeah, totally pop. Poppity bop pop. Spooky Scary Skeletons by Andrew Gold.
Spooky Scary Skeletons. Like, it's a great Halloween song.
I didn't even know that's the song.
It's not a good...
It is a song that you hear at the Spirit Halloween store that shows up in the Kmart that
like
closed 20 years ago.
Like,
and you're just like, what the fuck? Anyways, at the end of the day, I actually, out of this entire list, right now, to me, Somebody's Watching Me is probably the number one.
I agree.
I love Thriller. Absolutely love Thriller. But I am going to go ahead and play this Somebody's Watching Me. Okay.
Oh, so I've never actually listened to it,
Yeah.
I like the intro.
It's perfect.
Okay, I'm having a Halloween party, I've just decided, and the soundtrack is this on loop the whole night.
That part.
It's good. It's just a good song.
It's so good. When did this actually come out?
Somebody's watching me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
Rockwell, you fucked.
Yeah.
Also, Michael Jackson, you did fuck as well.
You fucked too.
I used to dance to Michael Jackson when I was a kid. Like, legitimately, my parents had this amazing audio system, and Michael Jackson was one of the 6 CDs that was into the disc changing thing.
Yeah.
And I would always turn on Michael Jackson, and then my parents, my dad, who thought it was amazing that I always danced to Michael Jackson, told me to dance in front of him and his friends, and it ruined dancing to Michael Jackson for me. So don't do that to your kids, people. All right, let's hear about real life scary movie people.
Woo! I've decided to go for the serial killer that inspired the most movies and books.
Not just a movie.
Not just a movie, the most. And it's a name that like isn't very well known, which is very surprising to me, but his name is Ed Gein. Gein.
Which is interesting because I feel like I've heard, like, it sounds like such a common name.
Yeah. Also known as the Butcher of Plainfield.
Beautiful. This is kind of kicking off with real well.
So, Ed was a troubled child. And by trouble, he was a troubled child. I mean, his parents were not good people.
Oh.
Raging alcoholic father, abusive mother. Abusive in the sense that she she secluded her kids from basically the rest of society.
Got it.
And would get mad at them for trying to make friends with people at school. She referred to any and all girls and women as painted whores in tiny skirts. So, real good, healthy kind of dynamic right there.
I mean, kind of like the perfect concoction of modern day serial killer psychology.
Yeah.
All right.
And Ed was like obsessed with his mother, like to the point where his brother.
Oedipus complex.
Yeah. Where his brother was like, fucking weird, bro. He called her like a saint and all of these things. The first. He never was admitted or was found guilty to it. However, his brother died in a fire under very suspicious circumstances.
So the brother that's like, hey, this is kind of weird. Okay, got it.
Exactly. And when the police came and were like, hey, let's check him out, he took him right to the body. And they were like, he's like, crazy how that happens. That's literally what he did. He took him straight to the body and was like, well, that's crazy. That I knew it was right here.
That's crazy that I knew it was right there.
Yeah, it's like, it just happens sometimes.
What was the circumstances? Like, was the kid stuck in like a building?
So there was so they lived on a farm, and the story is that the brother set the fire to burn like the brambles and shit like that. But then it's like confusing because some people are like, Ed started the fire, no, the brother started the fire, blah, blah, blah. And like the brother just got caught in the fire and died. But he was found with like bruises and stuff on his skull, and so, but it was still, the coroners were still like, no, there's fire. Anyway,
the
that's
bruises
just.
could have been from Dad, though.
Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. This is a really gross story. When he was 7 years old, his parents were. He snuck into the slaughterhouse, the pig slaughterhouse, and was witnessing his mom and dad disemboweling a pig. And that excited him.
Oh, he got a boner.
Oh, he did more than just a boner.
Oh, ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But he's the serial killer. The things that you know him mostly for are in his house when they, family like went through his house. He had bowls made out of human skulls. He had furniture made out of human skin. He had an entire bodysuit made out of human skin that he would wear. Full belt made out of nipples. A chest, a woman's chest that he would also wear. Just for funsies. Shrunken heads as well in the house. And like when people would ask him about it, he would answer seriously. But like they thought that he was joking, and so like there's this one woman that that went missing, and they'd be like, "Oh, ha ha ha! If you'd just flirted with her rather than talking to her, you'd have a wife rather than a missing lady." And he's like, "She's not missing. I took her in my truck. I took her to my house in my truck."
And people were like, "LOL."
And they were like, "Lol." He admitted to exhuming.
Corpses?
Over 40 graves.
So, some of these skin suits might not have been through his own.
Yes, he admitted to, I believe, 4 murders. But,
okay.
like, let's be real, he did more. And yeah, he just necrophilia was his thing, and he was inspired by a German. I can't remember her name, but it was like she would ride through the concentration camps and just like whip people, and she would have people with interesting tattoos that she liked. She would have them killed so that she could use their skin to be turned into like lampshades and stuff like that. And he was, I believe, deeply inspired by her.
So what about her? Has she inspired her any movies?
Right? I know. I'm like, I should have done more research on her.
If she inspired him, I mean, fuck, bro.
Like, and she was messed up, but yeah, he was very interested in her stories as well.
To make the jump from like seeing a pig get slaughtered to doing an action that I think is, you know,
he was like a 7-year-old kid. There was no, he was, so there was no like, he wasn't like, yeah, he was very much like, this is happening, this just happened, what the fuck? And then his mom caught him and was like,
what do you do?
What do you think?
Of the pig?
Yeah.
Man, that's like a lot of just like nurture, nature. Like it sounds like the parents already were kind of along the lines of like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But then like, you know, the nurture part didn't really help very much either.
At all, yeah. But by the time he was 38, his entire family was dead.
Under mysterious circumstances.
Brother, mysterious circumstances. Dad, heart attack. Mom,
what? No,
I can't remember. I can't remember. But it was natural causes.
Natural causes. And then this is the guy that, I mean, it makes sense that he would have inspired the hotel one, the Psycho, where he keeps like an old corpse of his mom in his basement and shit.
Yeah, he inspired Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silence of the Lambs, 3 on a Meat Hook, Deranged, Ed Gein,
the movie.
House of a Thousand Corpses, and a bunch of books as well.
Wild. I mean, the idea behind serial killers, like he kind of checks a lot of boxes. I'm assuming he did things to like small animals and stuff when he was younger too.
It didn't explicitly say that in the research that I did, but I would not be surprised.
All right. Well, I feel sick a little bit actually. Just like kind of. I mean, probably because I'm drinking coffee in an empty stomach, but also the fact that like
that's that gene existed.
Let's go on to our questions. First question is from me. This is a coffee question. How much coffee do you need to drink before you just fucking die?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Yes.
That's my question to you.
Woodchuck being coffee.
So wait, how much caffeine could kill
How much
you?
coffee, not caffeine.
Coffee.
Because coffee.
True.
Do you need to drink before you just fucking keel over?
To drink before you just
die.
keel over. My coffee question to you is, how does coffee affect people with ADHD?
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me write that down.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
How does coffee affect ADHD? Okay. And then my non-coffee question to you is blackface.
You're going for it?
I'm going for it because it was going to be the Rocky Horror, and it's like I think that one's like good, but like I want to know.
I want to know about.
Yeah, what you were talking about blackface.
Okay, cool. And my question to you is, what is the most like legit, documented supernatural occurrence in recent history that has happened? Like that can be that the government's been like, yeah, it's weird.
Holy shit, yeah.
Got nothing else to say on that.
I'm sending that to you, but I'm supposed to send it to myself. Oops. Do.
No.
Do. What was the other question you were going to ask that wasn't that? There was another one that was like actually pretty good.
The what? The other question, I was just more specific.
All right, anyways. Per usual, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you have any thoughts, any questions, anything you want us to talk about, or other songs that you want us to feature. But anyways, we'll see you later.
We'll see you later.